It's Levack and Goz on 104.5 The Team.
National championship tonight. It is going to be one heck of a game as Georgia and Alabama tangle. Now, Nick Saban has never lost to a former assistant. He's 11-0. Is Kirby Smart the guy who can change that record? Ryan Fowler from the Tide in Tuscaloosa with us right now. Could Kirby Smart be the dude who gets it done?
You know, I got to be honest with you. I don't know if they can. When you look at Kirby Smart and the Dogs and you begin to, break it down from a lot of different perspectives, I'm just not convinced that Georgia can truly beat Alabama. I think it's a line of scrimmage game. A lot of folks are not going to like this style of football game. It's going to be, I don't think it's going to be like, basketball on turf with scoring a ton of points. This one's going to be a physical football game. That's what I'm expecting tonight.
We've compared Georgia here on the show to almost Alabama light, Alabama junior. Do you feel that same way about this Bulldog team?
Well, I think they're establishing what Alabama's been able to do. When you talk about the process and, being able to work those different things in there. But I just don't know, when you really study the Crimson Tide, I don't know if you can simulate this. You can implement a lot of what they do and the style and the process. But at the end of the day, it's very hard to simulate what happens in Tuscaloosa. And to be able to, kind of supply that. I do it by saying, it's Pepsi, it's Diet Pepsi. It's Coke, it's Diet Coke. It's not really the real thing.
Ryan Fowler with us right now, the national championship tonight. What has to happen for Georgia to pull this upset in your mind?
Well, to me, it goes back to Alabama. It has to give you free points. In other words, free turnovers in the, find a short field for Georgia. That really, to me, is the only way I think that Georgia can be able to beat Alabama. I'm just not convinced without a lot of help from the Crimson Tide, they can really beat this team.
Alabama's quarterback, Jalen Hurts, started as a freshman, back again this season. What type of impact can Hurts have tonight?
Well, I think it goes into this game. I think he's going to be huge because if you look at Kirby Smart and Nick Saban in Tuscaloosa, one of the things that they always struggled with was mobile quarterbacks. And at the end of the day, Jalen Hurts is that dual threat guy that Nick Saban, if Jalen Hurts would have been playing against these two guys, that they always struggle with this style quarterback. I wonder if Kirby Smart, if that's still his kryptonite. And Jalen Hurts, I think, can have a huge game in this game because he's that style quarterback that Kirby Smart over his career has been able to struggle with.
104.5 The Team. We're joined by Ryan Fowler from the Tide in Tuscaloosa.
How are fans there in Tuscaloosa feeling that the game is an all-SEC matchup? Are the chests out a little bit more, saying we're the best conference in college football and here's why tonight?
Yeah, I guess so, but this has been a pretty rough season for Alabama. I know it sounds kind of like it's a pity party, but you lose 8-9 linebackers. That's pretty remarkable what this team has been able to do. To be able to fight through all this adversity, to be able to play for another national title is probably Nick Saban's best coaching job, and I think that's what a lot of people are trying to get into the conversation. To me, that's what this game goes back down. Alabama fans, I just finished up my show doing a special edition of the game, and it was confidence for this Alabama team.
We've got. This might be the dumbest question I could possibly ask you, Ryan, but I'm going to ask it anyway. There's so many openings in the NFL, and with so many people willing to now spend $10 million a year if necessary, is there any chance Saban would even consider an NFL return?
No. That's all fantasy talk. No, it is. It's just. That's what it is. It's his impact of making, young men into grown men, to be able to make them better individuals. He can't make the same type of impact at the next level. He's just not able to. Those guys play for dollar bills, man. That's what they play for. And that brand loyalty. Yeah, some players love the team they play for, but really it's no deeper than that paycheck for most. Not all, but most. And this one's a little bit different. Obviously, the college brand, it means something to play, I think, for the Crimson Tide. And these guys understand embracing the Crimson jersey. I don't think Nick Saban would ever leave and go to the NFL.
Levack's allowed to ask that because he's a Raider fan. He just got John Gruden to come back for $10 million.
It will happen, Ryan.
I got a question here involving Nick Saban and his legacy, though. If he wins tonight, he then ties Bear Bryant, the legend in Alabama. Win or loss tonight, are we going to be discussing Nick Saban? Let's go with win. If he wins tonight, is he going to have the argument as the greatest college football coach of all time?
I think he's already there.
Wow.
I really do. I mean, I've said it for weeks, for months, for years, that Nick Saban is better than Coach Bryant. He just is. He's better than Coach Bryant. He just – listen, this is this is not when you fired it up in the 60s and 70s, and I'm not trying to take anything away from those teams, but when you look at it, there was realistically 3 or 4 teams that could play for a national title. I mean, think about it. Realistically, 3 or 4 teams could play for a national title. And look at it. It's a much different college football game than what our grandpa's college football was. I mean, the parity in the league, it is a different college football.
Ryan Fowler from the Tide in Tuscaloosa. Ryan, what's the prevailing mindset when you guys in Tuscaloosa hear that UCF is calling themselves the national champion?
Well, I mean, it's laughable. You know, I mean, it's a joke. I mean, they are who they are. I mean, it's the team that, I mean, I'm sure they'll finish in the top, maybe 10, top 5, whatever, you know, the rankings that really won't matter. But I guess if you want to have a parade, it kind of goes along with our perfect mindset of our society and all these participation trophies. And, you know, this team is the champ and whatever. You can have a parade and, you know, you can give your last place Little League trophies for being first place. We don't keep scoring Pee-wee football. I mean, this goes along with that mindset that we've created in our culture that, you know, everybody's a winner. No, the real championship will be played tonight with Georgia and Alabama. If Georgia beats Alabama, certainly they'll be the national title. And if Alabama's able to win, but Central Florida, it really becomes embarrassing for your school to even claim, to even start to claim, because 50 years from now, you know, somebody will open up the guide and go, Central Florida won in 2018, and you'll be like, really? So we'll forget exactly why they claim that, but you know, it sounds like something Auburn would do, to be honest with
you. Right. As obviously a proud Bama man, I'm gonna end it on you getting a good shot at Auburn.
Hey, I love getting those good shots at Auburn, man. I mean, I called that the mid-major championship a couple of weeks ago, and so I mean, what do you think about Georgia and Alabama? And Auburn beat both those teams, and they're at home, so. This thing's going to be a lot of fun, guys. I'm ready to kick this thing off. And the talking season, as Steve Spurrier would say, is almost over.
Man, we appreciate you making time for us. Best of luck tonight and continued success on your show.
Hey, thank you again. Have a great day.